5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
This is About Space, America's return to space, with news and information on our U.S. space program. Is your host of About Space, David Denault.
Welcome, and thanks for joining me today as we look at the year ahead in space. 2022 is going to be big for science missions at NASA. They will include more than a dozen scientific focused missions ranging from observing the Earth to exploring other worlds to study faraway galaxies and galaxy clusters, and a trip around the moon. I'll share the excitement of what's ahead for manned spaceflight and a mission that will look back in time 100 to 250 million years. Next, as America and the world is listening to About Space Today.
When was the last time you did something for the first time? Discovered water that was 20 shades of blue. Where a butler served you cocktails on a beach. Ever dined in Paris one night and in India the next? Or the last time you felt like this? Sandals Resorts. With everything included, there's a first time for everything.
Call D&D Cruise and Tours for your all-inclusive vacation at 877-747-8631. That's 877-747-8631. Welcome back. In addition to our manned missions to the International Space Station, two of the most exciting missions are the James Webb Telescope and our first non-crewed flight testing the SLS, the Space Launch System, to the moon and beyond. The James Webb Telescope was launched in December. It will be like a time machine, according to astronomer and director of the Immobula Planetarium in Sanford, Florida, Derek Demeter.
That's the main primary mission of James Webb, is to look for these potential worlds that could be like Earth. And it's really, really exciting because, of course, that's the next step, right? If we eventually want to leave our solar system behind and go visit these extra planetary or extra solar systems, we're going to need to know which ones are worth our time, because there's a lot of candidates. And we really want to narrow down those potential worlds that we could actually visit.
And with this new technology, we will be able to see back some 100 to 250 million years. The space agency has had to let go of its goal to return humans to the moon's surface by 2024. NASA Administrator Bill Nelson has set new goals for a manned lunar orbital mission and a new date to land the first woman and next man on the moon.
And the good news is that NASA is making solid progress at the Kennedy Space Center on Artemis 1's launch. The agency has completed the stacking of the Space Launch System rocket and the Orion spacecraft. I just saw it a week ago. We have a series of tests underway. The esprit de corps is very high. The wet dress rehearsal will be in January, and the targeting launch is in February. It's clear to me that the agency will need to make serious changes for the long-term success of the program. Now, these changes will result in an Artemis 2 mission, which is the first crewed mission, and that should be a potential launch date of May of 2024. And that mission will go out further than humans have ever been, probably 40,000 miles beyond the moon, and return to Earth. We've lost nearly 7 months in litigation, and that likely has pushed the first human landing likely to no earlier than 2025. Going forward, the Congress has made clear that there must be competition for the 10-plus moon landings in the future. There will be the need of a significant increase in funding for the competition, and that's going to be starting with the 2023 budget. After all, the Chinese space program is increasingly capable of landing Chinese taikonauts much earlier than originally expected.
NASA Administrator Bill Nelson. And the space agency has other ambitious scientific missions, as NASA former acting administrator Steve Jurecic reports.
The upcoming year is also going to be a very ambitious year for NASA and our programs. Aeronautics has been charged with developing a more environmentally friendly aviation system. One of them is the X-57 Maxwell flight demonstrator. Another really large milestone is the launch of the James Webb Space Telescope. It's going to enable amazing science research, including literally looking back in time. The administration early on expressed their strong support for the objectives of the Artemis program and our Moon to Mars plan. We also have a robust robotic exploration program through the Commercial Lunar Payload Services activities with our commercial partners.
And it appears that NASA and SpaceX are suddenly working together on plans to colonize Mars.
While SpaceX and Musk are trying their best for multi-planetary life, NASA, the former ruler of the space industry, also has laid out some plans to land on Mars. So, how are SpaceX and NASA planning to colonize Mars? The current concept for NASA's first human mission to Mars includes a ship that will remain in Mars orbit while the crew boards a lander for their descent to the surface. However, the road to conquering Mars is really not easy. Whether it's SpaceX or NASA, both of them have to overcome great challenges to make history. To realize their Mars dream, they need to deal with two grunt matters. The former is finance, and the latter is the harsh environment on Mars.
And remember, there will still be ongoing missions to the International Space Station and the scientific experiments on board that benefit all mankind. Well, this has been just a glimpse at the year ahead in space. And be sure to listen and join Dawn Meyer on America in Space this Friday for a look back at 2021, the year in space. Follow us on Facebook for launch updates at aboutspace.today. And to all our friends and listeners around the globe and here in the U.S., thank you for joining me. I'm David Denault, and this has been About Space Today.